China was forced to use India's trade infrastructure. "2,000 years back, China's only export was silk and its main import was horses. But it could neither export silk nor import horses easily using its own trade routes. How did this situation come to be, and how could ancient India manage to trade when ancient China could not?" Namaskar, my name is Ajay Sharma. Welcome to a new episode of the Kafirnama. The year was 126 BC. China had been commercially producing silk for almost 250 years. Chinese silk was a much sought after fabric in Europe. However, strangely and unfortunately, China had not established any contact with Persian exporters based in bulk, who controlled Asia's exports to Europe. Chinese silk was obviously reaching bulk entirely due to the private initiative of traders. Chinese Emperor Wu wanted to reset this equation. So he sent his trusted diplomat Zhang Qian to visit bulk and hammer out a direct deal with Persian exporters. When Zhang Qian arrived in bulk, even before he could understand the trading dynamics of Chinese silk, he was surprised to see bamboos from China's Sichuan province land up in the bulk marketplace. The bamboos had been transported from China's Sichuan province to bulk by Indian traders using the highly integrated ancient India's transport network. Zhang Qian surmised, and correctly so, that Chinese silk was also reaching bulk using the same route. His conclusion was, if China had to bypass Indian traders and work out a direct deal with Persian exporters, it had to create its own land route from China to bulk. On Zhang Qian's advice, Emperor Wu built a direct road from China to bulk. Did the Chinese plan work? Yes, it did, but only for around 50 years. China exported silk via the land route to bulk, and Persian exporters picked it up from there and sent it onwards to Rome. But what happened after 50 years? Persians got into a war with the Roman Empire in 54 BC, and the land route to Europe was blockaded at various points. China's silk exports crashed. 3 decades later, Romans started trading directly on Indian shores. Chinese silk exports resumed at full gusto. But this time around, with the assistance of India's trade routes. Chinese silk sent to bulk was now being transported to the Bharuch port via the Dwaraka-Kamboj path, and from there on being shipped to Rome. Worse was to follow for China. In 130 AD, Turkic tribes turned hostile to China, and the land route from China to bulk was shut down. China was now forced to rely almost entirely on Indian traders shipping its silk from ports in southern India and from Bharuch. Here is a simple yet shocking illustration of how strong China's reliance was on ancient India's trade infrastructure. Silk is called sericum in Latin. Hence, silk production is called sericulture. Meanwhile, Indian steel was called ceric steel by tax authorities in Egypt and in Europe. How could two materials so different in character and origin, Chinese silk and Indian steel, have similar sounding names in Latin, ceric and sericum? The answer is simple. As far as Europe was concerned, both these materials originated from ports controlled by the Cheras, or the land of the Ceres, as referred to by foreign sailors. It demonstrates the extent of control that ancient India had on the trade of Chinese silk. But what about China's problem with the import of horses? Was it due to the same geopolitical factors? But in large part, it was due to the internal strife in China. In 220 AD, China disintegrated into 3 kingdoms, and the kingdom of Wu, located on the South China coast, was denied trade with Central Asia by the other 2 kingdoms. It consequently was forced to import horses using the Indian horse trade network. The Indian horse trade network had been in existence from at least as early as 500 BC. Traders would buy horses from Fargana and Uzbekistan and then transport them to Balkh. And from Balkh, the horses would get transported via the Uttarpath to reach Tamralipti. Some of these horses would get diverted earlier on in the journey to various parts of India. Horses that reached Tamralipti would get shipped to Funan or to other Indian kingdoms on the eastern coast. Funan emerged as a major hub for the supply of horses to China, even till as late as the 6th century AD. 3 centuries after the internal strife in China had ended. Bluntly put, China preferred to rely on India's transport network for its supply of horses that came from its next door neighbor in Central Asia. If you like this episode, please like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel Kafinama to get regular notifications on new episodes and new series that we plan to launch from time to time. Jai Bharat!